Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. In the Embrace of the Quran is a series of short videos where I will share with you my brief reflections on verses that have captured my attention and especially where I connect at an emotional level. So verses that have captured my heart or made me pause or where I've experienced a moment of awe. And videos in this series will be released on Friday mornings. I'm going to be releasing those to my members first who are supporting my channel. And then I will be making the videos public on the following Wednesdays for everyone else. I often wonder why the Quran mentions the heart so often, rather than the rational intellect. The Quran tells us about those whose hearts have hardened and those whose hearts have softened. And I think this is because our willingness to listen, to sit with discomfort, to self-reflect, to embrace change, it depends on our emotional openness or heart-centeredness. And because our heart is the seat of our spirituality and our humanity, it is the heart where the light enters and where compassion flourishes. In an increasingly fragile and unsettled world, which has lost its sense of the sacred, it is important that we step into the embrace of the Quran and just let it hold us. The Quran brings us perspective and gives us a sense of proportionality. And so this series is focused on the softening of our hearts. And I will share with you some verses that have made me pause, feel in awe, or reminded me of what's truly important. I start today with a set of verses in Surah Ash-Shu, the Poets, which is chapter 26 of the Quran. And I'm reading from verses 10 to 15. Behold, thy Lord called Moses, go to the people of iniquity, the people of the Pharaoh. Will they not fear Allah? Moses said, O my Lord, I do fear that they will charge me with falsehood. My breast, sadr, my breast will be straitened, and my speech may not go smoothly. So send unto me Aaron. And further, they have a charge of crime against me, and I fear they may slay me. Allah said, by no means. Proceed then, both of you, with our signs. We are with you and will listen to your call. Notice here that a great messenger of Allah, Musa alayhi salam, acknowledging his fragility and his fear, he mentions that he is afraid to approach the Pharaoh and his people. Moses mentions his stammer, that my speech may not go smoothly, and asks for help. We know in Surah Taha, we have the beautiful prayer from Moses where he supplicates to Allah to untie the knot on his tongue, and again supplicates to Allah to expand his breast, expand his chest, expand his heart. Sadr, Rabbi shrahli sadri. So here we see an admission of vulnerability and fear. I was astonished to see as well the connection between anxiety and the worsening of speech in these verses in Surah Ash-Shu. So the anxiety seems to make the speech impairment a lot worse. My breast will be straitened, says Moses, and my speech may not go smoothly. And we see around us how children and adults can struggle to express themselves in moments of anxiety, in moments of vulnerability. And this worsens if someone already has a speech impairment or a disability, or they're dealing with very many challenges in life. And Moses admits to this vulnerability with utter honesty and then asks for support. And Allah immediately provides this support by appointing Aaron to join Moses in his mission. There is humanness and grittiness to this incident that reminds us that we can experience emotional distress, anxiety, and vulnerability. And these can be exacerbated if we have trauma or disability or an impairment. And the response in such situations is to offer help and support. And in our moments of vulnerability, we must turn to Allah and remember His words, we are with you and we will listen. These are some of my reflections, and I would love for you to share your reflections on these verses as well, inshallah. Thank you so much for listening to me as ever. Assalamu alaikum.